York is taking even bigger action on the road to recovery, expanding that crackdown on restaurants and bars not following the new COVID rules. The state is now quadrupling the number of undercover inspectors. And that has some people and business owners wondering, what's the big deal? The state's numbers haven't changed. News 4's Andrew Siff joining us live on the Upper East Side to see how restaurant owners feel about this crackdown. Andrew?
Yeah, and Stefan, we asked the governor what the big deal is, and as you'll hear, he thinks it's a pretty big deal that these violations keep piling up. In fact, within the last hour, the state announced the suspension of 12 more liquor licenses, including one establishment on the east side for allegedly serving patrons inside, which has been illegal since March 16th. More on that in just a moment, but first, some of the smaller violations involving social distancing and involving undercover investigators.
Oh, they're always undercover.
Bar manager David McCollum isn't surprised the state has quadrupled the size of its undercover inspection force. Rathbone's Pub got penalized for a customer getting up to leave with a drink still in hand, and it wasn't cheap.
We got a $1,500 fine for that specific incident about no standing up while you're drinking. State
officials insist it isn't about the money. The weeks-long crackdown on bars includes 9,200 compliance checks. 90% of establishments are compliant with the rules, but there have been 503 charges and 45 have had licenses suspended. The governor's top aide defended that today.
We can't let our guard down. Nobody wants to go back to mass graves at Hart Island or overrun hospitals.
But I asked the governor if the crackdown is necessary since weeks of outdoor dining have not produced an uptick in COVID cases.
If you start eating cheesecake and indulging in desserts, your weight will go up.
Customers we spoke with say the undercover crackdown has gotten through to them as a reminder to practice social distancing.
Knowing the impact that I could have on somebody else's life is definitely more concerning to me than, let's say, me getting infected and being a part of the problem rather than the solution.
And the mayor defended the state intervention, emphasizing most restaurants have passed inspections just fine.
The vast majority of restaurant and bar owners are doing the right thing. The vast majority of their patrons are doing the right thing.
And of the 12 new suspensions handed out within the last hour, they vary from waiters and waitresses not wearing face coverings to the one I mentioned, a restaurant on Madison Avenue where state inspectors say they served 8 customers inside at various tables, food and drink, an egregious violation of a law in effect since March 16th. Live on the Upper East Side, Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.